5 BPS sailings did not provide sailings for the new State Department, and therefore the proposed financial year 2025-26 allocation for vote 1018 is based on the submitted requirements for National Government Coordination Secretariat, amounting to 585.26 million within vote 2013, and the need to operationalize the State Department. I repeat, the approved 2025 sailings did not provide sailing for the new State Department, and therefore the proposed financial year 25-26 allocation for vote 1018 is based on submitted requirements for national government coordination amounting to 585.26 million within vote 1013, and the need to operationalize the new State Department. The proposed vote 1018 financial year 2025-26 allocation amounts to 194.26 million, comprised of 172.26 million for recurrent expenditure, 22 million for capital expenditure, which is donor funded and is support to national government coordination project. The details of the proposed financial year 2025-26 allocation are attached in the report as annexed. Summary, I think members have the breakdown of the summary. Honcha, it is worth noting that significant resources, both human and capital, including headquarters operations that are vital for the attainment of the current mandate of the State Department for coordination of national government, have been erroneously captured under recurrent allocation for the vote office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Honcha and the vote office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary resources are budgeted for under the program Government Coordination and Supervision, with an outcome of improving synergy and government operations for effective and efficient service delivery. This program has two programs, which includes administration support services, coordination, and supervision services. Chair, if I may shed light on this, from where I am seated, the functions of the Prime Cabinet Secretary mainly includes national government coordination, parliamentary liaison, diaspora, and there is the extra function on that was given on Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The diaspora one, already a PS was in place. The other function on parliamentary liaison, we had a PS in place. Functions related to national government coordination, we have a new PS employed now for that function. That will mean that there is no need for two vote heads here, from where I'm seated, Chair. There is no need for having vote head 1013 and vote head 1018. It amounts to duplication. We only need to have one vote head for national government coordination. If you look at the two vote heads, one function is duplicated on the other function. Issues related to national government coordination, planning and monitoring of projects, and stakeholders engagement, these are issues I'm already undertaking as I am speaking to you. Issues since I have come to office, I am going to different regions to undertake. So it amounts to duplication for us to split that vote head and put it into different, and it also amounts to waste of resource. So from where I am seated, this vote head is supposed to be one. Whether we call it 1018 or 1013, it's supposed to be one vote head. So if you look at the vote head that was presented by our staff yesterday, you will find that, Chair, I'm saying, Chair, I call upon the committee to look on the detail of the following heads and a recurrent allocation vote 1013, which was presented yesterday under the PCS, totaling to 510,167,954, and place them under the vote of national government coordination. It is misplaced. Why am I saying it is misplaced? I'm saying it is misplaced because you look at those voted headquarters, administration services. This touches on staff salaries, cleaning services, purchase of motor vehicles. Staff salary Salaries for, staffs fall under the principal secretary. And it is clearly indicated in my letter of appointment. So I don't know why my staffs will be paid a different vote head that I'm not handling. It doesn't sound right. Issues of motor vehicle purchase. I have come to office. I have no motor vehicle. I'm on a borrowed car. I have already written to Treasury to that effect. I don't know why the motor vehicle that I'm supposed to get again should be appearing on another voted. So from where I am seated, this is what I'm already undertaking. Stakeholders and citizens engagement.
So PS, just to correct you.
Yes, please.
You know you are principal secretary.
Yes.
And you are in government.
Yes.
We are the legislature.
Yes.
We represent the people and you represent the executive.
Absolutely.
So don't complain. What you are raising to us actually is housekeeping.
Yes.
Between the ministry and us as committee, we are going to draw a middle ground.
Yeah.
In any case, all these votes, we are the ones who have created.
Yes.
Because the office of PCS never used to exist, and all the departments. So for that reason, nothing has gone terribly wrong. Things can be corrected.
Okay.
So what you need to do, tell us exactly what you are going to do with the money that has been allocated.
Fair enough.
And then tell us, where do you see the gap in terms of the car, in terms of the office, so that when we are going to retreat and appreciate the budget,
yes,
we'll see what to do.
Okay. Thank you for your guidance, Chairman. I was just trying to emphasize, to shed light, otherwise it is not complaint. It's just one house, and that is the house of the PCS. So, Chair, what I was saying is that the vote for administration services, which touches on staff salaries, purchase of motor vehicle, is a vote that is supposed to be under the principal secretary, because staffs fall under me. Motor vehicle is a key thing that I require, because my job involves a lot of monitoring of national government projects across the 47 counties. And as we are speaking, I'm on a borrowed car, and hence I am cognizant of the fact that resources are meager, your hands are tight. In the event you can give us more, we will appreciate. But for now, that's a vote head that ought to remain in national government coordination. Stakeholders engagement, Chair, as I have already said, we are already on course in conducting these stakeholders and citizens engagement. As we carry out monitoring of the national government project, we engage citizens to see their views on the same, to see their opinion on the same, right from the inception of the project, through the project implementation process, to the handing over of the project. The idea is to inculcate ownership on the people so that they work with us in implementation of national government project. From the public participation, which is the identification of needs, to the project entry period, project implementation, project handing over. That will definitely enhance sustainability, and that is why we are doing stakeholders and citizens engagement. And I can assure you that as we are speaking, we are already undertaking this task. And as I have told you, my team will be returning tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, and from tomorrow, next week, they'll be in other parts of the country where I will join them probably in some of the areas to see that this stakeholders issue is well handled. Honorable Chair, following the highlighted proposal allocation for vote 1018, the State Department will prioritize the following outputs in financial year 2025-26. 1, operationalization of State Department. Chair, this is a new State Department. It requires operationalization. We have at least got an office space. It requires renovation. It requires improvement. It requires furniture. Maybe some of the members might have paid a visit to my office and could have seen how the need is big. So I want to plead to the members to give special consideration in their priority ranking approach. Coordinate implementation of national government priority policies, programs, and projects. That is a function we are undertaking. We also do coordinate county and regional development oversight management services. Chair, we have developed a structure at the regional management development implementation committee and the county implementation development committee. Recently, I was at Wajir with the regional commissioner and the regional team to participate in the meeting and see how national government project is undertaken, how they do the monitoring, and we have managed to move together to do a joint monitoring. So we are taking our structures down to the lowest level of the sub-county so that this process is owned at the grassroots level. Coordinate monitoring, verification, validation of project implementation status in the 8 regions and the 47 counties also. Chair, you can understand the burden when you are handling monitoring of projects, national government projects in 47 counties. When you handle, your function touches that of all the PSS. I think now they are 59 in number. And of course, we have a structure called the National Development Implementation Committee, chaired by the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Public Services, the Vice Chair, and I am Secretary to that committee as the Principal Secretary for NDIC. So I have a day-to-day meeting with the different principal secretaries in a bid to improve, in undertaking their projects. And Chair, I can assure you, latest yesterday, I was in a meeting chaired by the Deputy President, where we were advising principal secretaries on how to improve projects undertaken in different areas. TVETs, that was the education sector. TVETs across the country, where we had some of the areas where TVETs have stalled, some of the areas where we are handling land-related issues, and etc. Chair, I'm also a member of all the committees, the subcommittees that deal with better. I think we have 5 subcommittees. I happen to be a member of each. As I am speaking to you this afternoon, I've just received 2 copies inviting me for 2 different. That is how our work is cross-cutting, touch on all these areas. And Chair, I think functions can only be performed well when functions and resources together. Otherwise, when you have the function and the resources not there, you may not perform well. You will be called, you have failed in your duties. So the summary of financial year 2025-26, key expected output is attached. Chair, to ensure continued service delivery of the services, and at the new State Department, we have identified key priority areas that require consideration and support of this committee during finalization of the estimates for financial year 2025-26 and the medium term. The identified priorities are: 1, customization of the identified space to operationalize the office of the Principal Secretary and the associated support offices, which we have given an estimate figure of 20 million. Acquisition of initial office furniture and equipment for the PS office, 5 million. Acquisition of basic ICT items for the PCS office and associated support offices, 3 million. Acquisition of official motor vehicle for the PS and other departments to support service delivery to the tune of 102 million. Stakeholder and citizens engagement service delivery. Chair, even if that reallocation is met, we feel it is a drop in the ocean. We are requesting to the tune of 350 million. Conducting better priorities and midterm performance review, that's 100 million. Coordination and implementation of presidential directive that the department is already undertaking. And we are requesting that to the tune of 30 million. Coordination and implementation of international treaties, conventions. Of course, It is a foreign affair function to do with foreign-related matters. However, we have a role here to deal with the coordination of implementation of treaties, conventions, agreements that is made. We are requesting 35 million for this. Other administrative expenses, 200 million. The total financial year 2025-2026 budget requirement for the planned programs and the need to operationalize the State Department amounts to 1.710 billion. I'm sorry, there's an error there. I was wondering. 1.710 billion. So it is 1.7 billion, in other words. The resultant financial year 2025-26 budget shortfall is therefore 1.5 billion. Chair, there is a table there showing the summary of the vote for 10-18 financial year 2025-2026. And we have made the breakdown. Expenditure area, financial year 25-26. Proposed allocation, the shortfalls and the remarks. Compensation to employees, 80.5 million. Proposed allocation, 4790 million. And we have a shortfall of 32.6 billion. Two, operationalization and facilitation of National Government Coordination Secretariat. Now it is operationalization and facilitation of National Government Coordination State Department. And other coordination organ cascading down up to the sub-county level. The financial year 25-26 is 314.6. The proposed location is 95. We have a shortfall of 218 billion. The allocation is comprised of 73.6 million in the recurrent vote and 22 million in the development vote. The breakdown of the requirement is also attached in Annex 3 of this report. Development and operationalization of a national government dashboard. We financial year 25-26, 190 million. Proposed allocation is 0. We have shortfall of 190 million to develop an online coordination and supervision system for real-time verification of implementation of national government programs. Operationalization of Office of the PS, financial year 25-26, 130 million. Proposed allocation is 0. We have a deficit of 130 million. Requirements for operationalizing the PS office and acquisition of motor vehicles for the PS and other support departments. Administration support services, financial year 2025-26, 200 million. Proposed allocation is 50.7 million. We have a deficit of 149.3. Resources required to facilitate day-to-day operational costs and routine maintenance for the State Department. 6, we have security installations, including CCTV, cameras, gates, among other security measures. Of course, we are aware that the PS is also supposed to be the custodian of assets for the department. Hence, based on a report we have received from the security sector, we wanted to put a request for this also. 280 million. The shortfall is 280 million resources for security of the office space on which the Prime Cabinet Secretary and all other departments are housed. Expenditure of the area. Citizen and stakeholders engagement in service delivery. Our request is 350 million. Proposed location is 0. Shortfall is 350. The State Department will develop, will implement citizens and stakeholders feedback and communication strategy. 22 million will be allocated from the vote 1013, and the committee will look into other areas how we can source probably the remaining amount. Better and midterm performance review for financial year 25-26, 100 million. Shortfall, we have 100 million. The State Department, in consultation with implementations agencies will validate the achievement of the plan targets. Then we have coordination of implementation of presidential directive. Financial year 25-26, we have 30 million. We have a shortfall of 30 million. The department will be coordinating various MDAs and stakeholders, ministries, departments, and agencies, and stakeholders in implementation of presidential directive. Coordination of implementation of international treaties and conventions, 35 million. Proposed allocation is 0. The shortfall is 35 million. The PS will be coordinating implementation of cross-cutting MOUs, partnerships, and agreements and exchange programs. So the total for the financial year is 1.710 billion. The deficit is the proposed allocation is 194.26. The deficit is 1.5 billion. Itemized budget for all the sagas. The State Department has no saga in the financial year 2025-26, and we are reporting we have no state saga for now. Provisions, we are only coordinating the roles of all. Provisions for the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, that is better projects and value chain. Hon Chairman, the State Department for National Government Coordination play facilitative role in implementation of better priority programs through coordination and supervision of implementation of national government policies, projects, and programs. The National Government Coordination State Department has mapped 51 priority projects and programs drawn from bottom-up economic transformation aspirations, fourth term plan, that is MTP4 of the Vision 2030 priorities. The NGCS provides secretariat to the Regional Management Implementation Committee, the County Management Implementation Committee, and also the National Development Implementation Committee, which is composed of all the PSS. The State Department has also developed monitoring and coordination framework to ensure timely completion of national government projects across the 47 counties through identification of bottlenecks and challenges. The implementation of the framework employs a multi-sectoral approach, incorporating implementing agencies, citizens, and State Department. Project information including start date, initial cost, cumulative expenditure, financing sources, completion status, and geographical location. Honcha, during the financial year 2025-26, the State Department will be implementing the support to National Government Coordination Secretariat project, which is donor funded. The objective of the grant from the African Development Bank is to support National Government Coordination State Department in coordinating and monitoring of key government projects, policies, and programs with a view to ensure timely completion. The proposed allocation for the project is 22 million, and the status of the capital project is also as shown in Appendix 4 attached. With respect to new projects, information on project financing and feasibility, Honcha, the State Department does not have approved new projects in financial year 25-26. Information on the current stock bending bills and strategy for the resolution, Honcha, I want to report that the State Department does not have any bending bills as for now. Any pertinent issues affecting the MDA in the attainment of its program performance target. Honcha, it is worth noting that during the approval of 2025 BPS, the State Department had not been created. Thus, the ceiling for vote 2013 do not include actual requirements for new State Department. The State Department is responsible for continuous and seamless monitoring and coordination of the completion of national government projects and programs. Key components of this coordination in the financial year 2025-26 and the midterm will include verification, monitoring, verification, and validation of project implementation across the 47 counties, citizen and stakeholder engagement on project status, coordination of implementation of presidential directive, conduct better priorities, midterm performance review, among others. There is therefore need to relook at the proposed allocation for the State Department against broader context and cost of national government coordination functions. It is imperative to note that the State Department is mandated with the coordination of programs and projects across the 47 counties in the country. Based on the proposed financial year 2025-26 allocation for vote 2018, there is a need to provide the shortfall of 1.5 billion to implement the planned State Department programs and activities, and also operationalize the new State Department. Conclusion, Honorable Chair and honorable members, I once again thank you for the invitation. Request the committee to consider revising the proposed allocation for the State Department by 1.5 and further relocate 5 term for national government coordination erroneously placed under vote head 1013 in order to facilitate the full operationalization and delivery on the mandate of